welcome to another episode of Get Rich and Fit Tryin. So after a couple trials and errors, we finally got everything right. So now we're gonna go ahead and get right to it. I'll see you on the other side. Let's go. Hey, how y'all doing? Good morning, my neighbors. Welcome to another episode of Get Rich and Fit Tryin. Give me a few seconds. We're gonna get cranking in like 2 seconds. Let's go ahead and put this screen on as we load up. Oh, this market is doing all time. I'm getting all my alerts just bling 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 bling. That's everything. Let's go ahead and switch this up. Let's get to the live screen. All right. So here's our nice little setup here. And the funny thing about it, as we drifted up, it's almost like I felt like, could it be possible that we just pushed up so that way they can make a violent push down? And I put some thought to that. I try to play this from last night to the upside and hold on to it while I go to sleep. Man, they hit my stop loss while I was in bed. I was so upset. I was like, they hit my stop loss and I knew exactly where it was going. And I'm like, Dad, this is like crap. This is like crap. Uh, so where do we go from here? Now that we're above the bullish zone right here, above the order block, we're continuously making new highs. Could we just be going for a 24,100? And the funny thing about it, that was my target for overnight. I was like, we're gonna get a 24,100 easy, and we're already at 24,049. Um, I think the what we're probably going to be dealing with is, of course, our regular old opening range. I would get in here, but I don't want to be the one holding that proverbial bag. But everything's just pointing to more upside. I don't think there's anything that can relatively stop this. Let me go check my positions. I'm curious on how they all look. Let's see. I'm up 1% on my portfolio, which is solid. I got that Apple that we were talking about, right? But I also got Lululemon. I was very curious on them, so I jumped into that one. That's another one. Just a little upset that I didn't swing some calls overnight. I thought about it at the end of the day, but by then it was already 4:15. But hey, you know what? It is what it is. Let's go ahead and shrink this down so we can be able to see some more real estate of this chart. I think this is a perfectly good example of being stoically patient. Like I said, I was a little upset, but then I realized how important it is to keep my wits about myself so that way I don't trigger a FOMO. That's the more important thing. Nice reload over at 40. I thought about taking that one. That was a level I was curious about that was going to help us get past 250. And that's where we are now. I'm just curious on where they're going to go ahead and start taking profits, especially if those that took overnights. Or is the market on full capitulation mode and we're just pushing up? What's interesting to keep in mind too is the dollar. It's doing this action here, and I was very curious of what we're going to do here. I felt like we was going to do a wick here, but this is my level of where I thought the market was going to go ahead and reject off of, because that would give us positive bump and run action, and that's exactly what we did. So it's in a very good spot here with the dollar doing the action that it has. Now, if the dollar breaks, oh man, this thing is going to go ahead and take off to the stratosphere at the rate that we're going. So just keep in mind on the dollar, and I think you should be fine as far as gauging where your trades can go. We are continually making new highs as the market is starting to react. The question is people still shorting the market with this run? Like after, let me see something. After this whole April buy up, right? That's why I've been inside of my equities a little bit more heavier. Like, why would you short this market when it looks like this? You didn't carry no puts, right, Javi? Yeah, there's crazier things to do than to do that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think so. Let me check some of my alerts. There's Target, um, F Wonk, CrowdStrike, XPO. Actually, you know what? I'm really curious about CrowdStrike. I have to go dive into that one. Royal Caribbean. I think you're a little overheated. Yeah, I think I might go CrowdStrike. It's tempting you to take it back up. Yeah, listen, you can take it up. I think you'll be fine if you did take it up. I'm not gonna lie to you. Yeah, because right now momentum's on the bull side. Excuse me. Yes, that we do. We have a few sellers in that regard. Kids done dirtied my hat. Well, that's their first shot at trying to rebalance the market because, like I said, we hot. We coming in hot. That 200 moving average holding the market up ever since. You remember that was you know what circle this is? This is the circle we was talking about on that reversal yesterday. Right here, that white circle. That conversation we was having. That was that. What made me mad about overnight was I was actually playing this. You see how we kind of built a base right here? And I was like, all right, cool. I'm going to go ahead and take right here. And we had a gap. We filled the gap and they came in and wick right down into here while I was asleep. And then it took off. I was like, you jerks. If they never hit me, because I was doing micros at that time too. So I was like, let me just get some pocket change. I wasn't even asking for a lot. If they never hit my stop, my entry was like right here. So I would have been at 400 and yeah, like $500, give or take. About $500. Oh, look at that buyer step right in right there. Oof. It came in hot. Let me see what Bitcoin is. Uh, Bitcoin at 121. So it's doing its thing too. So it looks solid. And here comes new highs. Let me see. Is there any news coming up? Let's take a peek. Make sure we don't wake up to a surprise. Oil inventory at 10:30. That's the only news we got to worry about. Oil inventory. All right, so we'll leave that where it may be. We just made a new high on that one, even though it's a little shallow, but we made a new high. Oh, the sellers are there. The seller's going to be here all the way up into 21,100. Mm-hmm. I'm looking out for that level. That was my target coming into the market today. Was 24,100. Seeing if we can get there. Mm-hmm. So buyers at 24.50, sellers are lined up all over between there. Oh my God, why am I still yawning? Uh, yeah, it's a fist fight. It's a fist fight. Yeah, I would say maybe if I come down to like the 1 minute, we could kind of see it a little bit better. Yeah, so I would say our block is probably somewhere right here. And so let's just call it an incremental block right here for now. I'm pretty sure it's not going to last long. We're still building it out. And that's what they're trying to figure out. Can they hold and close? Get some consistent closes above that level, which would be 2463. But we'll be bearish under 2452. So the bulls are just stepping in at that 50 level because they know if that 52 level falls, it's going to go ahead and come down. I don't see any fair value gaps I can attack here. There's some bullish ones we can attack to the downside, but there's nothing up here that I could feel confident other than that psychological level of 24,100. That's it. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, 5 minutes still forming though. Yeah, 5 minutes still forming though. It's not really a doji. 15 minute looked a little tired, but I think the real support is down here. Like we can't get under 24,017. If we get under that, that's when everything kind of tumbles down. And I think that's where new buyers can't wait to buy some more if it does get there. Because we ran away from the VWAP. Either the VWAP got to come to it or they got to come to the VWAP. One or the other. Mm-hmm. Looking like the 200 moving average. You see that 52 level? This could be a short, at least a scalp short. But I wouldn't play that with my money. And I wouldn't play it with your money. Because I am not kind of trend trading. We got 47 minutes until oil inventory comes out. We're probably not going to be on for that. But just keep in mind when you're dealing with oil. I don't know if anyone's playing it. Yeah, they're trying to. We're getting a nice little bit there. You talking on NQ? Yeah. Yeah, that's a big one. Let me come to the 5 minute. You'll see it a little bit better with that. That was our opening. They used that as a springboard. It's starting to lose some steam. This candle by itself is 15 points so far. But yeah, I'm anticipating oil to kind of give more lower prices. Come down some more. If it could get to the 5 minute 50 EMA, you'll be a happy camper. But I do believe you're gonna have a tough time at the level 24029. So you got like about 6 more points before this starts to get a little spicy on you. Let's bring in the oscillators. Let's see how this looks. Yeah, the histograms is the only is putting in bearish divergences on the histogram. We're just drifting up for the most part. That's what it looks like to me. Oh, where did that push come from? I'm over here analyzing the chart. I'm like, wait a minute. I could have sworn this thing was coming in. Okay, so it looks like they bounced it at the top of 24034. Did it hit your stop? They're trying to short it. They're doing their best, but it's getting its butt whipped. Just a little bit. Alright, let me go take a little peek. We got 1 minute left, actually, so I'm not going to take that peek. I was going to take a peek at one of my alerts that came through, but now we have established our opening range. Now we can go ahead and get ourselves lined up properly, and we got ourselves our 5 minute here. So in our opening range, what we're looking for the 5 minute to close below or above this level. In this case, it's going to be below. We might do one of those continuations where we'll just get in when the 5 minute finally closes below that level. I do think there's going to be a tough spot over at 24017 or even 24,000 in itself. But that 50 moving average on the 5 minutes is probably going to be our first target. And then our second target is going to be the VWAP, which is sitting at like 2402, 24,000. And see if we can go ahead and make a little chunk of change there. Could we try to sell it now? Absolutely. But I'd rather stay disciplined and wait for the 5 minute to close below, because they can use this as a support line at 24,028, which is one of the targets that I had, because I do have some blocks around here that I'm curious about if it can hold. Another one that I'll probably be keying off on is the 24,016. It'll be kind of like the top of this pivot that kind of came down right here. You think it's gonna bounce right from here to the 28? He said just to piss you off. Nah, the market is not here to piss you off. That's not what they're here for. Crazy W. Yeah, just to mess with Javi. I know this guy. He's back again. Let's get him. Nah, it, it is. It is. I do agree, and that's why I think this is our order block from a 15-minute standpoint. So that's why I want to play this opening range to the downside, but I am waiting so I can be able to scale in properly. Let me get myself prepared. Oh, I didn't even log in this side. You know what? Since we got some time, let me do the login on this here. Well, of course, it bounced back because it's like, I see Javi. Let's go ahead and let's go mess with it. Hey, that's it. Just hey, if it's not following the rules, you got to go. That's it. There's no conversations to be had. Okay. Mhm. Yeah. That's an interesting buy up. You see that? You see how violent they just bought that up? That they grabbed all that liquidity at 36. That's probably where everybody's stop loss was sitting, around that 36 level. Yeah, I agree. Oh, excuse me. No, good. I think a lot of the moves happened during the Asian session, so and that's what it kind of came up to. All right, I think I'm gonna take it to the upside. I might toss in $100 to see if I can get that. I got a value gap I'm curious about in the tiny time frames. The tiny one, the microscopic time frame. Not as bad as like the 5 seconds, but pretty close. Mm-hmm. It does. I just stepped into there. Oh, I should have added one up here and added one here. But we're gonna add one over here at this fair value gap that's up there. Let's see if we can get that. And then we could target something crazy like maybe here. Yeah, and like I'm not taking any downs really. I'm just being very cautious here. Put a stop loss into profit. There we go. There we go. There we go. Come on, one more push. One more push. One more push. It didn't give me the one more push. One more push. Ah. Yes, it did. It did. But I had 500 and then I lost 300. That's what I'm like kind of angry about. I was, well, the thing is, I'm looking at levels to levels. So I was looking for them to break. Look at this. They about to break the level now. Because I was looking for. Oh, they hit the brakes right on it. You see? That's what I'm saying. Now they get it. That's the level I was looking for. I would have to give to do that because at that time I was at five. I was at 5 minis. Yeah, I think my entry was solid. It could have been better. I got in at 37. It got up to like 57, and I was just looking for. I should. That's the thing. If it's at 99% of your target, just consider taking your profits. But I was like, damn, it kind of popped through all my levels so fast. I was like, let me just give it some breathing room, and I should have, yeah, I should have just took it. I should have just took the 500, or at least put it at break even. But it's fine. We got a little bit of chop here, a little bit of chop there. This thing might try to go ahead and go for new highs again, but like I said, this area is going to be a tough one. When I did that 1 minute, remember I kind of did this. So we got two closes here that can give us some instance to get up there, but you can see they're trying to short it again. Um, Maybe we could get something. Yeah, you're outside the budget because you wasn't supposed to lose 300. So we're gonna move out of this account. We're gonna go to another one. I hate when that happens. So I'm going with the 1, 2, 3. Um, the for the first step is the 1, and I'm gonna scale in with a second, and then the 3 somewhere around a level that I'm targeting. In this case, I probably would be targeting 70 if I found an entry, but I don't see any real strong fair value gaps I feel comfortable with here. Yeah, like even this 1 minute, you could kind of see maybe that one right here. That would be a fair value gap here, but that's about it. Yeah, it's not a lot. We get another 1 minute close inside of the block, which is going to be interesting. So they might take off the top here, so that could give us some cushion. But I don't like taking those trades. And probably with some micros, I probably would have did it because this is selling pressure, selling pressure, selling pressure, selling pressure. That's the flaw I have here. So, and plus we're in the block. Wait for the 5 minute to close at this point. That's it. I should have just took the money. I should have just took the money. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. Should have just took that money. I did make the video, but I'm gonna redo it again. I don't like how, because I was so confused on how I was explaining scalping that it didn't seem like I was teaching. It seemed like I was doing what you would say, like, oh, which one was it? Was it Coach JD or was it regular JD? And I feel like it was very regular JD because I'm like, well, this could happen and this could happen. Well, this could happen and this could happen. I'm like, it was just too much. It was too much. So what I'm going to do with the next one is I'm going to take yesterday's price action on how we broke out of the opening range to the downside. Look at that. That's that drop. That's why I said this order block was going to be tough. All right, they try to bounce it from there. Is this a 5 minute? Nah, not yet. I won't think that this is the end yet. They're so close to the VWAP. I wish they just come and tap it. If they just tapped it now, then I can feel comfortable playing it back up. But we got fair value gaps here. I probably would have stepped in right there to the upside, but I'm not going to do it. It's a little tricky. Very tempting to do so, but I'm not doing it. That's that order block I was telling you about. Nah. I do not succumb to peer pressure. All right, here comes the VWAP. Come on, you're close enough. Tap it, tap it. There we go. All right, that's our tap for the VWAP. I don't think it's gonna go down. I think they just came to. Yeah, I think they just came for the VWAP. I'm just waiting for a candle close so I can go ahead and take a stab to this upside. I don't like that long wick, but I'm gonna take a. We're risking $100. Let's see if we can get that. I'm tightening up my stop. I got $200. Let's see if we can springboard this. Come on, breakthrough, breakthrough. Ah, all right. I locked in some profit on that one. That's a different account. Let me go ahead and close that. So I walked away with $121. I'm okay with that. That one was a trickier one for a scalp. The flaw behind that one was because, again, the VWAP was the bounce that I was looking for. Let's just say they were testing that VWAP and they were coming back for it. I think they're gonna come back again. We got 1 minute and 30 seconds, so that I think people are piling in for puts right now. We're gonna get a new 1 hour, new 4 hour candle. This is what the 4 hour looks like. So we got a minute 30 seconds. It's a long wick here, but we got a bullish fair value gap that's going to be sitting here. So I think we're going to have some bulls that's going to be very curious to see what the next candle does. This was probably going to be the next reload, which is around at 24,000. Just to kind of give you a little target for later on today. If we come over to the 2 hour, it's about the same. 45-minute, which is my favorite, just about the same. We got just a tiny fair value gap that's in here. So one of these probably could be your strength unless this order block hits. So nice consolidation that's happening right here. Taking it off the bounce was probably the best thing for us on that trade. Even though I walked away with 120 some odd dollars, it would have been great to walk away with more, but you only can take the trades that's presented in front of you. That's why I'm upset about the last one. You said we got a fair value gap where? We got 14 seconds till this candle closes. Why am I 1 minute is missing all this data? I hate when that happens. Oh my God, I should be shorting right now. I should be shorting, and I'm hesitant on shorting the market. Man, I should be shorting. I should be shorting. I should be shorting. I should be shorting. I'm gonna just go light. I just have to. I have to. Oh, I can't get all my orders. Instead of I don't think I'm gonna get all my accounts. All right, let's see if this thing holds. That's why I think this 4 hour retest would be great for it in that regard, and see if we can get there. Um, yeah, that's the best way I can say it. Just holding on to these shorts, and that could have been a good re-pull back to see if I can get a better entry on some other time frame. But I think I'm gonna wait for oscillators to reset and see if, like, my stop loss would be somewhere inside of here. That's what I'm thinking at this point. But assuming that we just do complete bearish rejection and we just continue to the downside, let's see if they sweep sell side, buy side liquidity. This is, like I said, this order block is going to be tough. Here's the 15-minute. You see that? It's that can cause some problems. But assuming that everybody's happy with these new highs and start to really take their profits, like I think I saw Meta get to 800. Did Meta get to 800? 795. Go ahead, do your thing. So this could be our break, and then they probably do a retest. I don't think we're going to get one of those actions. I think this order block is kicking our butts right now. It's kind of like wind shear. I don't know if y'all follow hurricanes or whatever, but you know, when the wind starts to shear at a hurricane, it starts to lose its strength. It's because the order block is blocking it. It's the wind blowing the hurricane back the opposite direction, and it takes that energy away from it. So I think that's what we're getting right here. So very interesting spot. They're trying to buy the dip here. They're trying right off this block, but I think that block's about to give it up. Oh, I'm starting to see some bullish divergences coming in. Let me go to the 1 minute. Let's see if there's anything on the 1 minute showing. Yeah, you see right here. I need that stoke to get down here. This stoke is not getting there. If that thing does it, we might have ourselves a little bit of problems. You see, I mean, that it's just losing strength. It's like, yeah, we're dropping the market. We closed below, And y'all notice that's why I kind of got in. And of course, that's psychological 24,000. That's the reason why I told y'all that before. But I really wanted to get under the 24,000. I wanted to get to this, the 4-hour fair value gap. That's the true target. If we can get there, then we'll bounce. That will be the target. That will be where everybody gets off. But this 24,000, I don't think we're going to get a break or retest 24,000. It's possible, but I'm not. I can see the market sweeping and just taking some people's money in the process. That's the crazy part about it. Just scaring everybody off right now because we're in this block. There we go. There we go. That one. The one that just hit everybody's stop losses there. Stop losses are probably sitting at the 29.80, right? At the edge of that wick. Oh man, come on. Show me the money. I know that they're thinking if it does do that, that they're gonna have a real tough time, and then the next bounce will be probably inside the 2 candle, which is will be probably right inside of here at 971. All right, 15-minute doji. What are the, I think the I think the real test is the 50 moving average, which will bring us into 23,977. That's the real test. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's the order block. That's why I put my stop loss to be inside of this area here versus me worrying about, because I'm anticipating that if they get here, then that means all of this fair value gap is not my friend anymore. Inside the 15-minute. Mm-hmm. I believe we do. Yeah, it's too late to take it up, but I'm looking for this cross candle block to push us right back down. Let's see if they can do that. Merge and hiding. I guess. I know he said he had to do the what you call it, the jury duty. So I think that's probably why he's not here. I forgot to up my levels of my. I should have had a short at 96. Come on, don't do it. Don't redo it. Don't redo it. Don't you dare. Come on, come back down. Hit it again. They're trying to bounce it off this block for real. Mm-hmm. Okay. Breathe, Jeff. Breathe. I have to count to 10. I'm that nerve is starting to like kick in. All right, let me take it. Well, when it kicks in, that's when I have to tell myself to breathe. Because if I don't, I'm gonna drive myself crazy. So they. Oh yeah, nah, I'm in the right profession. I just gotta remind myself I'm in the right profession that's gonna teach me the disciplines I need because I know myself. That's the that's the crazy part about it. Come on now. Yeah, but just be careful with that VWAP if you do. Yeah, I just lost $30 on that move. Oh, don't you tell me you're gonna do it now. Oh, it's gonna do it now, aren't you? Okay, they try to bounce it again. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I just don't have any strong targets for me to go after. That's why I'm not back in again because I gave it that first shot and then they took my money. So I'm just gonna go ahead and just relax a little bit and just leave it where it is. Yeah, if it gets around that 970 some change, then I probably would add to my option contracts. But I am in some um, at the money puts, and I'm looking for this thing to just really rock off to the downside. There it goes. Oh, my AirPods just died on me. That's not good. Well, you know what? On that note, let me go let YouTube go. I'll see y'all later. And I'm going to go ahead and talk later. Javi, y'all have a great day.